First house, or Svabhava, for Taurus Rising, Part 1. The first house for Taurus Rising is ruled by Venus, endowing the native with a personality rooted in stability, sensuality, and material awareness. This makes the Taurus Rising individual appear calm, composed, and deliberate in action. Unlike Aries, which bursts into movement, Taurus moves with certainty and caution, preferring routine and predictability. Their instinct is to build, accumulate, and preserve, both in the outer world and in their self-image. There is a natural sense of grace and presence, often accompanied by an unshakable demeanor. Venus gives Taurus Rising an earthy magnetism, where attractiveness lies in comfort, charm, and refinement, rather than intensity. The personality is grounded and focused on tangible outcomes, what can be touched, tasted, seen, and saved. They engage the world through their five senses, and this orientation defines their choices in clothing, food, relationships, and even career. Their decisions are rarely rushed, as the first house expresses a temperament that evaluates for value before engagement. The physical constitution reflects Venusian qualities: broad facial structure, rounded features, full lips, and strong neck. The body tends towards sturdiness and can have a pleasant fullness, especially around the shoulders and throat. Taurus rules the skin and voice, and Taurus Rising often has a distinct speaking voice, soothing, melodious, or firm. The vitality is slow-burning but durable. These natives don't usually fall ill quickly, but if they do, recovery is gradual and aided by comfort and care. Taurus Rising is activated during the years 1, 13, 25, 37, 49, 61, and 73, phases in life where identity, body awareness, and personal values become central. During these years, shifts related to physical health, wealth accumulation, or self-worth may arise. These natives usually grow into themselves over time, becoming more confident in their physicality and presence as they age, often reaching their full strength in their 30s and beyond. Psychologically, the frontal cortex and pituitary activity linked to the first house manifests in Taurus Rising as a fixed pattern of thinking and reaction. They are not quick to change perspective, but once convinced, their loyalty and commitment to that viewpoint are unshakable. This consistency can appear as stubbornness or wisdom depending on context. Taurus Rising engages life with a cautious confidence and avoids unnecessary mental overexertion unless Mercury is strongly placed. Emotionally, Taurus Rising individuals are slow to express but deep in feeling. They prefer to show love and security through actions rather than words. The first house lends them a natural caregiving aura through food, gifts, physical presence, or practical help. However, they may struggle to adapt when their routines are disrupted, leading to emotional rigidity or withdrawal. Emotional safety is linked closely to financial and material security. The first house also governs instinctive action, and with Venus here, these actions are usually artistic, beauty-seeking, or financially driven. Whether it's dressing well, organizing their surroundings, or investing in quality, Taurus Rising acts from a place of aesthetic and sensory logic. Even their anger, when provoked, is slow-building but formidable. Once their boundary is crossed, it unleashes a grounded but immovable force of will. The natural slowness of Taurus Rising does not imply dullness, but instead reflects measured thought and economy of energy. Everything they do, speech, movement, decision, emerges from a silent evaluation of worth. When balanced, this makes them enduring, composed, and centered. When unbalanced, they may become overly materialistic, resistant to growth, or stuck in comfort zones that no longer serve them. Their Svabhava is to build life like a garden, cultivated slowly, protected fiercely, and blooming only with time. First house, or Svabhava, for Taurus Rising, Part 2. When Venus and Mercury conjoin in the first house of Taurus, the native becomes a natural diplomat, graceful in speech, stylish in presentation, and skilled in social interaction. Venus offers charm and sensuality, while Mercury adds intellect and verbal finesse. The result is a poised communicator who wins others with calm wit and tasteful refinement. Physically, this conjunction enhances symmetry, beauty, and a pleasant voice. There may also be talent in music, writing, or business involving aesthetics, luxury, or media. A conjunction of Venus and Ketu in Taurus Rising generates a paradoxical personality, externally refined and indulgent, yet inwardly detached from pleasure. Venus seeks sensual enjoyment, but Ketu disrupts attachment, often leading the native to indulge in beauty or relationships, but later feel emotionally hollow or spiritually unsatisfied. This can result in self-image confusion or dissatisfaction despite external admiration. Physically, this may produce a dreamy gaze or androgynous softness, and issues may arise related to hormonal imbalances or fluctuating self-worth. When Saturn and Moon conjoin in the Taurus first house, a serious, emotionally restrained yet reliable personality emerges. Moon represents emotional flow, while Saturn contracts and disciplines. The individual may come across as reserved or emotionally distant, but deeply loyal and responsible in relationships. The personality is shaped through early hardships or duties related to the home or mother. Physical constitution tends towards slow metabolism, water retention, or issues with coldness and circulation. This is a temperament that matures early, values long-term security, and expresses care through pragmatic support. Mars and Mercury together in Taurus Rising bring a sharp, action-oriented intellect with a practical grounding. Mercury brings verbal dexterity, and Mars adds ambition and assertiveness. These natives are persuasive, strategic, and capable of executing well-planned initiatives in business or finance. However, if afflicted, this pairing can also manifest as argumentative stubbornness or passive-aggressive behavior. Physically, the speech may be fast with an undercurrent of intensity, and the nervous system may be highly reactive under stress. A Venus-Rahu conjunction in the Taurus first house creates a personality with powerful allure and unconventional tastes. Rahu exaggerates Venusian desires, leading to obsessions with beauty, fame, luxury, or relationships. These individuals often command attention in public spaces and may explore taboo aesthetics or alternative identity expressions. Their sense of self is amplified by how others perceive their value. This can create charisma or confusion, depending on maturity and other planetary support. The body may display exotic or exaggerated beauty, sometimes altered through cosmetic means. When Jupiter and Moon conjoin in the Taurus first house, the native radiates warmth, generosity, and inner stability. The Moon offers emotional resonance, and Jupiter expands it into benevolence, wisdom, and nurturing presence. This combination fosters a strong sense of values, ethics, and concern for well-being, both personal and collective. There is often a love for food, family, and traditional comforts. Physically, the body is rounded, soft-featured, and glowing with vitality. The personality becomes magnetic, emotionally grounded, and quietly expansive. A Mars-Venus-Saturn conjunction in the Taurus first house can create inner tension between desire, discipline, and action. Mars wants forward movement, Venus wants comfort, and Saturn imposes delay. This trio produces a complex self-expression that is deeply sensual yet reserved, ambitious yet cautious. These natives may oscillate between indulgence and denial, especially in relationships or financial dealings. Their physical form is dense, attractive, and controlled, often muscular with refined sensual edges. Emotional expression is carefully managed, often only emerging when trust is absolute. Sun and Ketu conjunct in Taurus Rising result in a personality that seems confident and self-sufficient, yet inwardly seeks detachment from worldly status. The Sun represents ego and visibility, while Ketu denies personal attachment. These individuals often pursue leadership roles, only to feel unfulfilled by recognition. They may retreat into spiritual or artistic solitude, despite being admired for their poise. Their physical aura is calm and distinguished, but their life path may involve letting go of identity tied to material possessions, appearance, or societal praise. First house or Svabha for Virgo Rising Part 1. The first house for Virgo Rising is ruled by Mercury, giving the native a personality shaped by observation, analysis, and precision. Virgo Ascendants meet life not with emotion or assertion, but with discernment and an urge to organize. Their Svabhava is to improve, to analyze, adjust, and refine their world and themselves. They engage the external through subtle evaluation and internal metrics of efficiency, usefulness, and correctness. Their identity forms through what they can correct, serve, and make better. Mercury here doesn't express in the flashy or witty way it does in Gemini. Instead, it becomes methodical, data-driven, and grounded in practicality. Virgo rising individuals are often modest, structured, and detail-conscious, with an instinct to fix, streamline, or perfect what they touch. Their self-worth is closely tied to competence, reliability, and intellectual integrity. While not always socially dominant, They influence through clarity, refinement, and exactness. Physically, Virgo rising often presents with a lean, well-proportioned body and symmetrical features. The face may be narrow or sharply defined, and the overall impression is one of cleanliness, restraint, and subtle expression. The body language is contained, movements efficient rather than dramatic. As the first house governs the brain, frontal cortex, and intuition, Mercury's influence gives them quick comprehension and mental alertness, but often filtered through caution, skepticism, or a need to vet information thoroughly before accepting or acting. Virgo ascendants are notably activated during the ages 1, 13, 25, 37, 49, 61, and 73, times when refinement, health, daily structure, or work ethic become central. These ages often trigger transitions in how they manage routine, diet, self-improvement, or mental stress. Since Mercury is fast and mutable, these activation points are often marked by subtle but lasting shifts in mindset, self-perception, or efficiency in navigating daily life. Psychologically, Virgo rising aligns with executive functions tied to critical thinking, order, and classification. They excel at spotting flaws both in external systems and within themselves. While this makes them capable editors, organizers, and healers, it can also generate self-doubt or mental overactivity. Their instinct is to dissect before they digest, whether it's a situation, a person's words, or their own emotions. The constant background task of evaluation gives them stability, but also makes spontaneity a learned skill. Emotionally, Virgo ascendants are reserved and inward processing. They do not wear their hearts on their sleeves and are often shy about expressing affection or vulnerability unless trust has been methodically built. Their feelings are routed through mental filters, often surfacing only after analysis. Emotional expression comes more through acts of service, thoughtful gestures, or quiet reliability than overt warmth. If the moon or Venus occupies the first house, these tendencies soften into tenderness blended with discernment. When it comes to action, Virgo rising does not leap, it prepares. Their decisions are informed by research, prior data, and a careful assessment of risk and reward. Spontaneous actions make them uneasy. Instead, they aim to optimize every step. This makes them excellent strategists and dependable workers, but can also lead to paralysis through overanalysis or chronic dissatisfaction with outcomes that aren't just right. The svabhava of Virgo rising is that of the quiet artisan or the unassuming healer. Those who work behind the scenes, who refine systems, and who take personal responsibility for improving life in tangible ways. When balanced, they are modest, intelligent, and indispensable. When imbalanced, they may become hypercritical, rigid, or self-effacing. Their path lies in understanding that not everything must be fixed to be of value, including themselves, and in allowing grace and imperfection to be part of the design. First house, or svabha for Virgo rising. When Mercury conjoins Saturn and Ketu in Virgo's first house, the personality becomes deeply introspective, cautious, and often weighed down by intellectual or karmic burdens. Mercury's natural precision is intensified by Saturn's seriousness and Ketu's detachment. This creates a native who is analytical to the point of austerity, often skeptical, spiritually abstracted, and isolated in their thought processes. Their identity forms around inner standards no one else can see, leading to quiet brilliance or silent suffering. The physical body tends toward thinness, tension in the shoulders, and a distant gaze. Socially, they may seem withdrawn, hyper-rational, or haunted by the sense of never being enough. A conjunction of Mercury, Venus, and Rahu in Virgo rising yields a magnetic blend of intelligence, sensuality, and eccentric charm. Venus in Virgo is already selective and perfectionist. When paired with Mercury and Rahu, the native becomes hyper-aware of image, performance, and mental aesthetics. These individuals are often meticulous about appearance, speech, and etiquette, but may also be drawn to unusual fashions, cosmetic experimentation, or exotic relationships. The Rahu influence makes their intelligence socially opportunistic, and their sense of identity may shift dramatically based on trends, peer groups, or aspirational status. Moon and Mars conjunct in Virgo's first house bring a personality that is emotionally reactive, sharply focused, and physically restless. Moon adds feeling, Mars adds urgency, filtered through Virgo's compulsive need to get it right. This results in a native who acts quickly on emotionally charged analysis, prone to worry-driven decision-making or burnout from overcorrecting. The body is tightly wired, possibly prone to digestive inflammation or skin breakouts under stress. Their moods are active, sharp, and hard to suppress. Others may find them exacting, emotionally intense, or constantly on alert. A Mercury Sun-Ketu conjunction in Virgo's first house creates a refined, disciplined, and somewhat self-effacing intelligence. The Sun wants recognition, but Ketu dissolves the ego, leading to a native who is gifted, authoritative, but shy of attention. Mercury gives skill, and Virgo provides the perfect setting for mastery. But the person may downplay their accomplishments or avoid the spotlight entirely. Their identity is wrapped in silent competence and service, and their body may show an understated elegance, marked by nervous restraint or minimalist expression. Spiritually, this combination leans toward ascetic wisdom and intellectual detachment. Mercury and Jupiter conjunct in Virgo Ascendant seem harmonious, but in practice, they can create dissonance between critical analysis and philosophical optimism. Virgo wants precision, Jupiter wants breadth. These individuals may oscillate between narrow perfectionism and moral generalization. They often express themselves as problem solvers or reformers, especially in fields requiring both micro and macro perspectives, like health, ethics, education, or law. Their speech may be long-winded yet filled with detail. Physically, they may appear scholarly, clean-cut, or monkish, often preferring subtlety over flair in their self-presentation. Venus and Saturn conjoined in the first house of Virgo lend the personality a poised restraint, socially composed but emotionally guarded. Venus softens the persona, but Saturn holds back. These natives often appear graceful yet emotionally distant, polite but never casual. There is refinement in their aesthetics, minimalist fashion, classic taste, and controlled gestures. They can be perceived as elegant, formal, or emotionally mature beyond their years. If afflicted, this pairing may cause chronic dissatisfaction in relationships or a suppressed longing for affection, masked by high standards or cool detachment. Mercury, Moon, and Rahu conjunct in Virgo rising give rise to a high-strung, hyper-perceptive, and socially adaptive personality. This trio enhances emotional sensitivity. Moon, verbal sharpness, Mercury, and exaggerated thinking or anxiety, Rahu. Such individuals are extremely responsive to their environment, changing tone, language, or posture to suit others. They are quick thinkers, but prone to obsession over small matters or being overwhelmed by noise, people, or pressure. Physically, they may appear nervy or sleep-deprived, with highly mobile features and fast-moving hands or eyes. A Mercury-Mars-Sun conjunction in the Virgo first house results in a razor-sharp, efficiency-driven persona with strong leadership tendencies, masked by humility. Mercury gives precision, Mars adds assertion, and the Sun wants command, all playing out through Virgo's modest frame. These individuals don't seek attention, but naturally rise to positions of authority in fields requiring competence and clarity. They may have a firm voice, exacting language, and a brisk walk. If afflicted, this can lead to authoritarian tendencies disguised as helpfulness or burnout from constant micromanagement of others and self. First house, or Svabhava, for Capricorn Rising, Part 1. The first house for Capricorn Rising is ruled by Saturn, creating a personality marked by restraint, realism, and long-term vision. Capricorn Ascendants meet life with composure, a strong sense of responsibility, and an inner orientation towards structure and self-mastery. Their Svabhava is to build. They construct identity, brick by brick, through effort, endurance, and tested strategies. Their presence conveys solidity and reliability, often carrying the weight of silent authority. Saturn, as the ruler of this ascendant, infuses their self-concept with seriousness, discipline, and delayed gratification. Capricorn rising individuals often feel older than their years, taking on responsibilities early and approaching life as a series of uphill climbs. Their personality is pragmatic and goal-focused. They do not rely on charm or spontaneity, but on competence, timing, and quiet strength. They are acutely aware of limitations of time, energy, and resources, and work to master them. Physically, Capricorn ascendants often have lean, angular features, a high forehead, or a bony structure. The face is composed, expressions restrained, and posture upright. The first house rules bones, joints, and skeletal health. and Saturn's rulership gives them a body that ages in reverse, often stiff or dry in youth, but gaining strength and composure with time. Their gait is deliberate, and they may appear older, more composed, or more reserved than their peers. Capricorn rising activates significantly during the years 13, 25, 37, 49, 61, and 73, times often marked by critical thresholds in maturity, career, or responsibility. These are not flashy years, but structural ones. Identity for these natives is forged under pressure through tests of endurance, solitude, or duty. Each phase often demands a new level of control, efficiency, or ethical clarity in how they lead their life and represent themselves to others. Psychologically, these natives function through boundaries, systems, and delayed response. They don't react emotionally, they assess, absorb, then respond when the timing is right. Their identity is shaped around roles: father, mentor, builder, director. Even when they are not in positions of power, they carry an internal blueprint for leadership that is rooted in competence, not charisma. Their self-worth rises with their ability to manage reality, solve practical problems, and build something lasting. Emotionally, Capricorn Ascendants are cautious and protective. They rarely show vulnerability in the early stages of connection. Affection is expressed through service, reliability, and long-term loyalty rather than emotional openness. If Saturn is well placed, this brings emotional dignity and resilience. If afflicted, they may suffer from emotional inhibition, loneliness, or an internal narrative of never being enough. Their emotional body is slow to warm but enduring once trust is built. Action for Capricorn rising is conservative, structured, and often delayed until certainty is achieved. They do not leap, they calculate. Every move is part of a larger plan. They seek return on effort, whether in career, relationships, or self-growth. Spontaneity is not their natural mode. Instead, they aim to move with clarity and purpose. Once committed, they follow through. Their timing may be slow, but it is precise, like Saturn itself. The svabhava of Capricorn rising is that of the architect of time, someone who builds under constraint, leads without spectacle, and sustains effort across decades. They do not chase identity, they earn it. When balanced, they exude quiet integrity, resilience, and enduring presence. When imbalanced, they may become cynical, emotionally repressed, or isolated in their quest for control. Their growth lies in learning that strength can include softness, and that self-worth need not always be proven. It can also be accepted. First house or svabhava for Capricorn rising. When Saturn, Ketu, and Moon conjoin in the Capricorn first house, the personality becomes emotionally restrained, karmically introspective, and marked by invisible burdens. Saturn's control, Ketu's detachment, and the Moon's sensitivity result in a native who appears calm and composed but is often battling internal solitude or emotional numbness. These individuals rarely reveal their inner world. Their face may appear pale or expressionless, and their voice may carry a haunting stillness. Though deeply empathetic, they find it difficult to express feelings, often channeling their care through duty or quiet observation. A Sun-Venus-Saturn conjunction in Capricorn rising creates a dignified, composed, and socially refined personality. The Sun provides identity, Venus adds grace, and Saturn disciplines both. These individuals may possess elegant restraint, a charisma that comes not from volume, but from presence. They often appear regal, even if minimalistic in style, with deliberate mannerisms and a well-controlled aesthetic. Their self-worth is built through social contribution, leadership, or curation. If afflicted, this combination may bring deep insecurity masked by polish, or a compulsion to earn love through usefulness or image. When Mercury, Mars, and Saturn conjoin in Capricorn's first house, the personality becomes razor-focused, highly strategic, and self-contained. Mercury brings intellect, Mars adds initiative, and Saturn controls both, resulting in a calculating mind and disciplined execution. These individuals rarely speak without intention. They are naturally skeptical, task-oriented, and tactical in social situations. Physically, the body is lean, rigid, and efficient, often with angular features or a strong jaw. If unafflicted, this is a formidable configuration for lawyers, engineers, or tacticians. If afflicted, it can manifest as verbal aggression, suppressed anger, or nervous rigidity. A conjunction of Moon, Rahu, and Venus in Capricorn rising creates a paradoxical persona: emotionally needy yet controlled, romantic yet reserved, intensely perceptive yet unsure of what they feel. The moon fuels emotional awareness, Venus adds longing for harmony, and Rahu distorts both through desire and illusion. These individuals often appear graceful and desirable, but their inner world is filled with conflicting emotional currents. They may crave stability in relationships, but sabotage it through projection or over-idealization. Their eyes are magnetic, their voice soft but sometimes indirect or overly polished. Jupiter, Saturn, and Ketu conjunct in Capricorn's first house results in a personality built for dharmic labor. Jupiter expands wisdom, Saturn imposes discipline, and Ketu spiritualizes detachment, creating a native who seems mature, karmically aligned, and destined to serve a larger order. These individuals carry both spiritual and worldly weight, often being sought out for guidance. Their body may appear heavy-set or grounded, and their gait may carry the slow dignity of someone carrying collective memory. They may be drawn to law, ethics, or social reform. When afflicted, they may feel paralyzed by moral doubt or suffer from imposter syndrome despite deep capability. When Rahu, Mercury, and Sun conjoin in Capricorn rising, the native becomes an ambitious, articulate, and status-driven persona. Rahu inflates hunger, Mercury sharpens mental skill, and the Sun provides visibility. These individuals are excellent public speakers, negotiators, or media personalities, but may constantly adjust their identity to suit the image they want to project. Their speech may be persuasive, their demeanor sophisticated, and their dress coded for success. If afflicted, this trio can create burnout, a fractured sense of self, or manipulative tendencies cloaked in civility. Mars, Ketu Moon in Capricorn's first house produces a native who is emotionally reactive, quietly intense, and karmically combative. Mars brings assertion, Moon brings feeling, and Ketu removes worldly clarity, resulting in an individual who fights internal wars while appearing stoic. They may have past life imprints of abandonment, betrayal, or spiritual warfare. Their emotional instincts are strong but not easily articulated, and their reactions may seem unpredictable to others. If integrated, this combination yields immense courage under pressure and a surgical ability to take emotionally difficult action. A Venus-Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Capricorn rising creates a graceful statesperson archetype, someone who unites charm, wisdom, and administrative authority. Venus gives polish, Jupiter adds moral compass, and Saturn ensures control. These individuals may have a warm yet formal demeanor, a love for tradition, and an instinct to mediate rather than polarize. Their life tends to revolve around structured contribution, arts, politics, education, or family legacy. They age exceptionally well and carry the aura of calm authority. If afflicted, this can devolve into moral rigidity, social performativity, or bitterness hidden beneath diplomacy.